Hey everyone, my name is John Allaire. I'm an associate here at GRSM in the advertising and e-commerce group. Many of our clients use sweepstakes and other promotions to generate excitement and buzz about their products, especially now around the holiday season. That can be great. That can be exciting. That can be fun. But if you do it in the wrong way, it can crush your business. So how do you do it the right way? How do you do it in a way that drives consumers to your business, but that doesn't open you up to lawsuits after the fact? So, high level, when we're talking about kinds of promotions, there are three different categories. One is a compliance sweepstakes, which is what I'm going to be focusing on today. Another are skill-based contests. We're not going to really touch that. And then the other category is an illegal lottery. That's what you do not want to do. These can only be done by the states. So let's talk about a compliant sweepstakes. So imagine that you are selling some product online. Let's say it's freezing outside. It's really cold. Let's say surfboards. You sell surfboards, surfboard accessories, and surfboarding clothing. So you decide, hey, I know it's really cold. People might be excited if I have a contest. I'm thinking maybe they could win an all expenses paid vacation to Hawaii. This is going to drive so many more folks to our website. This is going to get, people are going to buy way more product. This is perfect. So you're starting to kind of operationalize this idea and you think, okay, so every $50 you spend in the month of January, that will get one entry into this drawing. So this is, the prize is going to be an all expenses paid trip to Hawaii. It's going to be on the beach. Whether or not they want to surf, it's up to them. Maybe it's at an all-inclusive resort you throw that into. So that sounds like a great idea. This is just great. But if you just do that, you've got big problems. There's something in sweepstakes law called an alternative method of entry. It goes by the acronym AMOE. Basically, it means that in order for it to be a compliant sweepstakes, people have to be able to enter without making a purchase. And that's critical. So it can't be buried in fine print. So as the owner of this online surfboard shop running the sweepstakes, you're going to have to provide people the opportunity to enter through a mail-in postcard or an online form, something simple that's not as burdensome as the actual paid entry. So you're also going to need to disclose this wherever you're advertising this particular contest. So you're going to need to say, clearly that no purchase is necessary. So this is a huge issue. It can be criminally prosecuted if you don't do it the right way, because without it, you're running an illegal lottery. So then some other considerations. We're going to need official rules. These are going to act as a binding contract between you and the other entrants. You're going to want to talk about eligibility. Depending on the value of the prize, you're either going to need to exclude certain states, or you're going to have to pre-register your sweepstakes and post a bond. And you might want to consider hiring a third-party sweepstakes administrator. That way you can do the drawing. You can at least have the protection to say that, hey, this was done in a legitimate and responsible way. I didn't simply pick a name out of a hat and pick my buddy who lives down the street. So there are a number of different companies that can help with this sweepstakes administration. So also you're going to have to specify start and end dates. So if you do those things, I can't necessarily guarantee you're going to have a successful sweepstakes, but at least we can guarantee that it's going to be one that complies with sweepstakes law. So there are lots of other things to think about and to keep in mind when we're running sweepstakes. We can think about social media platforms who might require certain disclosures. Using influencers, we could have a whole nother session on influencer marketing. How do we use participants' data? But at a high level, the AMOE is key, and these are the most important things you need to know about running a sweepstakes. So thank you, and hang 10.